More than 160 documents were released on the Department of War website, many referencing reported UFO sightings in New Mexico.
Peyton Spelliscy sifted through the files and took a trip to the National UFO Historical Records Center to dig into what these newly released files reveal.
Well, it's a lot of pages. I mean, like one of the first documents is like 187 pages.
Reports from Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Vegas, Vaughn, and other New Mexico communities now part of the latest files released by the Pentagon.
Overall, what it does, it makes people pay attention to the subject, which is great.
Even files on a wave of mysterious green fireball sightings across New Mexico were buried in the digital documents.
They didn't land. I mean, if it was a meteor, right, it would have come crashing to the ground, so they would just seem to disappear.
Becoming so alarming, the Air Force launched Project Twinkle in 1950. It's a secret investigation using cameras and observation posts across the state to track these strange green fireballs. One letter from 1950 references more than 150 reports of aerial phenomena in just 2 years here in the Land of Enchantment, helping cement New Mexico's place in UFO history.
Think about the size of the population, the number of sightings that have occurred. That's a large per capita proportion of sightings that's occurred throughout history.
Now, 85% of UFO sightings have some sort of real-world explanation. 9 to 10% are missing key data, but that 5 to 6% of sightings are truly unknown. One of those truly unknown events coming out of Socorro in 1964. Researchers have known about it for years, but now FBI reports connected to it.
A local police officer, Lonnie Zamora, who witnessed and he saw and heard an object land. It was egg-shaped, it turned out. It had two short entities outside the craft in white overalls.
There was only one witness, but the physical evidence left behind was too striking to be ignored.
There was smoldering greasewood bushes. There was 4 indentations that was documented by White Sands Missile Range, by the local police. There was small footprints where small feet were used there walking around. And there was allegedly some fused sand.
This is just the first set of files released from the Department of War.
It will make people more comfortable reporting things that they don't understand, so they're not looked at foolishly. They're looked at as tell me more.
In Rio Rancho, I'm Peyton Spelliscy, KOAT Action 7 News.
The Record Center hopes future releases include more context and commentary around the photos and videos. They also say they're excited about the possibility of adding these files to their own going forward.